Welcome folks, we're back in the van. We're going to have a bit of a van series. We're going out in the van for a couple of days. We're going to a place called Woelwaters. So far, we're going well. The only problem is the wind, the August winds have picked up. So the van is all over the road. But luckily the road is quite smooth. It's not as bumpy as I thought it was going to be. Like it is driving in a vintage van. So come and explore with us our camping and what it's like camping in a vintage van. Let's go! Let's give you some of the quirks of driving in a vintage van. So first of all, there is no power steering. So steering, you need power to do actual power steering. We've stopped at a tuck shop, patch stall, and we're gonna see what it's like here. So you'll see this, to just make this turn, you've got to turn this wheel right around. Then of course, it's quite noisy inside when you're traveling. We will show you that shortly. Let's go and see what's in the tuck shop. You'll probably hear the wind blowing here now. It's very, very, very windy. But let's go and see what the pot stall's like. Alright, so we've just stopped at a little tuck shop, bought a couple of things, biltong and droewors, the important stuff, and we're now off to our accommodation. So let's tell you a bit of the quirks of traveling in a vintage van. This van is 39 years old. In a couple of months time it will be 40 years old. Firstly, no power steering, so you have to have the power to do the power steering. As you can see, it takes a bit of getting used to. Not used to driving like this. The other little quirk is that the indicator is on the left hand side where my car is on the right hand side. So I keep putting on the wipers instead of the indicators, but we get used to it as we go along. Then most importantly, when you're out in a van like this, in a vintage RV or van, is that it's not for speed, it's slow going, it's to relax. Relax, yes, when the road bumpy and the wind takes you. But what I mean is, you've got to take it slow. Speed's no more than 110, 120 max, but mostly we do about 80 to 100. Sometimes when you're on the highways, it's a bit more difficult to stick to those speeds. So out in the open roads like this, it's not too bad to drive, not too difficult, not too much to worry about. But when you're on the highways, cars coming past your left, right, and you've got to make sure there's enough distance between you and the car behind you before you change lanes, all those kind of things. Then of course, the mirror. Because being an RV, you can't really see much. You can see right out the back window, but you don't have much side windows to look at, so your mirrors on the sides are your friend. Right, so just have a look at my view if I look into the mirror. It's what you can see there. So yes, you have to be concentrating, have your wits about you when you drive something like this. Like I said, when you're on the open road, it's not too bad, but because the wind's coming so strong from the right hand, I've got to constantly battle the steering wheel to keep the van straight. So that brings us up to our next fix or maintenance that we need to do on the van. After this trip, we're going to take the van in at some stage to have the suspension looked at, just to make sure everything is okay. If not, fix and change what needs to be changed in the suspension. One of the other quirks is that it gets quite loud in here. You've got these little funny windows that you can open and close, but when they're closed and you're doing speeds of about 80 to 100, it starts whistling. You can hear the whistling there when you're driving. Interesting noise, that. So that's quite an interesting noise to listen to. So if you keep them half closed, half open, lots of wind coming, so there's a wind noise but not that whistle. One of the things with this van is because it's so big and bulky, being an RV, it's not very aerodynamic. So that's why the wind is also pulling us all over the road and why it's so heavy on petrol. This particular model has had its engine redone, so it's got an old V6 Ford Cortina engine in it. So it's got plenty of power, but we have to make sure it can go for another 100 to 200,000 kilometers. So we are trying to drive it nicely. We try not to labor it too much. Right, we'll be at our destination shortly. Let's show you what it's like. One of the things when you come camping on your own, you're not going 5-star, is you've got to set up everything yourself. So that takes a bit of time. So the gazebo is up. Now for a bit of privacy, let's put up one of the sides. This will also help with the wind, because the wind is coming from that side. Okay, then we've still got to set up the bed. So that's another story, because we need to still put the duvet cover on the duvet. So that's going to be interesting in this small space. So yes, not all fun and glory like they show you on Instagram and everything else. Do you want to rather do 5-star, or do you do this where you just go camping by yourself and have to set up everything? Tell us in the comments below, which do you prefer? I think I prefer this. Yes, it's a bit of extra work, but you're completely out in nature and you feel so independent when you're doing this. Okay, duvet done. Now just to make the bed. Right, pillows, and then we can go for a walk, see what the place is like, see what there is to do here, have a look at the river, because that's the main reason we came here, is to come and see the river, come and spend some time next to the river here. Whew. Must tell you, even though it's winter, it's damn hot here because the sun's going down behind us over there, and it's kind of baking on here now. So whew, hot, 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 hot. But let's get this done so we can go on that walk. Perfecto mondo. Poncho is almost ready. I don't know if you guys know, if I've told you yet, but the van's name is Poncho. Autovilla. Yeah. It's a villa. Autovilla. Alright. Bed made. Sort of. Then of course, if you go 5-star, your food and everything gets made for you. Well, when you go camping, there's no such luck. You've got to do it all yourself. So we're going to quickly have some lunch. Just bread rolls with ham and cheese. Quick snack. Then we're going to go for a walk, see what this place is like.
our camping spot for the next couple of days. It's an absolute beautiful afternoon here at Woelwaters here next to the Vaal River. We've started the fire. We're going to just sit and chill for tonight, and then we'll show you more of the place tomorrow. If you like this video, give this video a like, give us a subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and then like always, get out there, go and explore the sunshine for yourself. Go and find that perfect sunrise or perfect sunset, and just be in the moment, and we'll see you in the next one.